Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss with the last revolution and the industries. From the chapter Tribals, Dikus and the Vision of a Golden Age. So let's start. The Khasi Revolution. The Khasi are indigenous or tribal people, the majority of whom live in the state of Meghalaya in northeast India, with small populations in neighboring Assam and in parts of Bangladesh too. In our country, Khasi people lives in the hilly areas of Sylhet. Now, Khasi uprising was from 1829 to 1833. Basically in the tribal area of Gorok and Khashi and Jaintia hills in present Meghalaya. The leader was Tirat Singh and the tribes included the Khasis, the Garos, the Khamti, the Singhpos. The cause of the rising of the Khasis were the British unwanted to build a road connection Brahmaputra Valley with Sylhet. Military force suppressed it in 1833. Now these are the major areas where the people of Khasi or the tribes Khasi lives. So when we talk about the Khasi revolt, it is the interference of the British agents and Christian missionaries increased in the northeast region in the 19th century. This made the native inhabitants of the region suspicious of British intentions. Khasis were a prominent tribe in the hilly region between Jaintia and Garo hills in the northeast. They resented the coming of outsiders into their territories, including the Europeans and Bengali contractors. They even objected to the posting of British troops at the village of Nongklao. They rose in rebellion, led by Tirat Singh, when there was a proposal of construction of a road connecting Brahmaputra Valley and the Soma Valley that was to pass through their region. The Khasis feared that it might pave the way for foreigners to establish their rule over them. The revolt lasted from 1829 to 1833. The Khasis attacked and killed the Europeans and burned their settlements. This led to a long war between the Khasis and the British, resulting in surrendering of the Khasis and the imprisonment of their chief in Dhaka. Basically, in two places, this revolution took place in a great scale. That is Assam and Manipur. Assam witnessed a series of revolts between 1893 to 1894, and the British government had increased land revenue tax from 50% to 70%. The British forcibly snatched their lands and ruthlessly tried to suppress them. In Manipur, the war of succession after the death of the king of Manipur resulted in the formation of two factions. One faction was led by his eldest son Surchandra and the other by his stepbrother Tikendrajit. Although the Manipuris fought bravely under Tikendrajit, yet were defeated as they had to compete with the British forces and Surchandra had sought British help. This is the entire revision web chart, which is regarding all the rebellions which we have discussed previously. Now, when we talk about the industries, in the past India was considered as a well-known industry for textile and handicrafts. History is full of such information that India was an established nation dealing in textiles, spices and metals, silk, cotton and more. After the arrival of British, these industries were destroyed slowly as the British followed the process of decentralization of Indian industries to make way for British industries to flourish. Following points will throw light on the situation of industries during the British rule. The decay of handicraft industries. This is the main reason for the decaying of the deindustrialization. Now, the traditional handicraft industries in India were flourishing and were known worldwide. However, the British arriving in India, they stopped the practice of using handcrafted exports by placing tariffs on them. Also, there was stiff competition from the machine-made products. With the introduction of railways, the reach of British products increased to every nook and corner of the country. All these factors led to the downfall of the textile and handicraft industries in India. The next is the slow growth of modern industries. The presence of a lopsided infrastructure resulted in the limited or slow growth of enterprises. Besides, there was scarcity of basic and heavy industries that hindered the growth. Similar to the agriculture sector in India, the industrial sector also did not see much growth and development. Now, what were the major reasons that were responsible for bleak growth of industrial sector? There is just systematic deindustrialization to make India a net explorer of raw materials to the British industries at a cheap rate, to sell British products at a higher rate in the Indian market. There were many policies which were followed by the Britishers, as the tariff policy. Next is lopsided modern industrial structure. The unbalanced and lopsided growth structures were a legacy of British rule in India. In 1850 to 55, the first cotton mill, jute mill and coal mine were established. By the end of the 19th century, 194 cotton mills and 36 jute mills were located in western part of the country, that is in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Lacking capital goods industry, that is capital goods industry refers to the industry that produces such goods such as machines, tools and more that are further capable of producing consumer goods. The primary objective of the British rulers was to develop such an industry in India that would never be able to compete with the British industry. They want to make the Indian industry dependent upon the British industry for capital goods. So this was all about the industries. Thank you so much.